When I went natural, it was the most spontaneous decision I had ever made. I bravely cut off all of my hair. I didn't care. And mind you, I big chopped 6 times, 6 different times. And each time I had no fear of cutting my hair. I remember I would spend hours researching, finding new products, new rituals I had never heard of before. Henna, hair oiling, the greenhouse method, just so many things I had never heard of before. And I just remember my mind being blown and introduced to this whole new world of like hair care. And I haven't been the same since. Being able to look back on all of this older footage I have from earlier on in my hair journey really gives me a new appreciation for my natural hair. One of the things that my hair journey has taught me over the years is that perseverance and a I can do type of attitude really do get you far. In all honesty, guys, our hair is not hard to understand. We just have to listen to it, and we just have to view it in a way as this is us, right? And we love us. Our hair is a part of us. Love your hair, guys, and it will grow. It will grow beyond whatever wildest dreams that you have. And last but not least, understand that success is only just broken down into a bunch of tiny, different, consistent steps made each and every day, right? If we consciously make the right choices over and over again, the overall picture will be what we dreamed. I apologize, guys. I am a little bit under the weather, as you can probably hear in my voice. So I'm going to try to make this video short and sweet and straight to the point. I was asked to do a video on tips that I can give someone who is just newly becoming natural, or who has a TWA or a teeny weeny afro, as we know it as. These are just tips that I feel that helped me to grow my hair out. I feel like the TWA stage is one of the most funnest and best stage of newly becoming natural. I have been chopped probably 4 to 5 times that I can remember. I remember the first time I big chopped, I was natural for all but I want to say 6 months before I relaxed again. And so I think it was just really hard for me to adjust, because there was this new texture of hair that I had completely no idea like what to do with. It was completely different from anything I had ever experienced. I had been relaxed since what I can remember, probably since like first or like maybe first grade or kindergarten. So I've always had relaxed hair up until I think I was like 21 or 22 when I finally cut it. I always had relaxed hair. Unfortunately, that first journey I didn't get to film on YouTube. The videos you see of me with shorter hair when I first big chopped was, I want to say, the second time I big chopped, but I was also very serious and I never went back to relaxer after that. So that's the video that you see here on YouTube when you go back a little bit. But yeah, the first time I ever big chopped, it was such a big shock to me. I remember falling in love with my hair. I remember being so confused and amazed by my hair. But I also remember like underestimating my hair, because when I first big chopped, obviously you only have all but like half an inch to an inch at the most of hair, and you're like, oh, that's it? This is what everybody's so afraid of? What I didn't realize at that time is how much damage the relaxer had been doing to my hair all those years. So I didn't know my hair. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know it was going to be like literally 10 times thicker. Kind of just underestimated, from literally having like 2 inches of hair, what it really meant to be natural, or what having natural hair would look like for me. So yeah, that was a time that I heavily relied on the internet. I heavily relied on a lot of natural hair blogs. I don't know if you guys remember Curly Nikki. There were like some other hair blogs too. I can't really remember them all, but I really heavily relied on those blogs to help me take care of my natural hair. I thought that the things that people were writing were like end all be all, meaning like, well, if they're saying this is what works for them, then it's gonna work for me too. And I remember just getting very frustrated, like, why aren't some of the techniques I'm trying working? So you guys, yes, that is why I stress now, like, you guys pay attention to your hair, because honestly, this advice comes from trial and error. It comes from over the years, me having to learn, like, yes, wow, I may see different influencers or vloggers who give great advice. It doesn't always mean that the same styles or products are going to work for me. And it wasn't again until I really focused on my technique that I really saw a change in length retention. One of the reasons why I say I feel like the TWA stage is one of the easiest stages is because your hair is like really short. It's really easy to satisfy it because it's not much of it. Also too, it's a really good time to really look closer at your hair texture, your porosity, the products that you're using, which is probably not going to be much. You're probably only going to be using like a shampoo, a conditioner, and maybe some type of leave-in and oil, and maybe just a little bit of gel for styling. But like, you really don't need much when you first go natural and you have a TWA. So I would highly recommend that you just keep it really simple, pay very close attention to what your hair likes, what it doesn't like, what is seeming to make your hair very soft. And as your hair grows out and you start to slowly get like a detangling regimen, really see what that looks like. You know, get the proper tools, get a paddle brush if you need one. Like I said, I don't believe in detangling with combs in the shower. I just feel like it's a waste of time. Honestly, I wish I would have discovered paddle brushes sooner. I want to say, because I'm like trying to think like, well, how were you detangling before? But I think like they were coming out with different brushes. I think there was the Denman brush and there was like other ones. I don't think I was using a comb, but I do remember like when I was relaxed and like kind of newly natural, I was trying the whole comb approach. And there was something always about using a comb that never felt right with me with detangling. And I don't know what that was, even since I was younger. And I think it's because like with natural hair, 9 times out of 10, like natural hair is very, how do you say it? It's very dense. Like even some of the people who would say that they don't have thick hair, like thick natural hair, our hair is still dense. And like when it gets wet, it shrinks up and it expands. Even so, I think a paddle brush was always the way to go, whether you were relaxed or natural. I just feel like it covers so much more area versus a comb, you know what I mean? I just always felt like combs were just a source of a lot of breakage. I love them for parting my hair, for styling my hair, but like I don't like them for detangling. I'm just not a comb person. But during this time, find whatever works for you, find the tools that work for you, and also focus on technique. As your hair continues to grow out, you will understand if those techniques that you are using is working for you, because you will see it in your length retention, as well as just the overall ease of your routine. If you feel like your regimen is too much, I'm gonna tell you it's because it probably is. You will probably go through many hair regimens until you settle on one that works for you and one that you feel most comfortable with, as well as one that's just easy to adapt into your life. This is a time where you really should just focus on getting to know your hair, focus on the porosity of your hair, focus on, I would say, especially the conditioners that your hair loves, whatever makes it feel most moisturized, keep using that product and find other products like it. I would just urge you to really pay attention to your hair, pay attention to the things that you love about it, pay attention to the products that it's enjoying. So like I said, find different variations of products, both leave-ins, conditioners, you know, things that make your hair feel good and look its best. Not just aesthetically, but also just like health wise. So yeah guys, any product that is really truly moisturizing your hair, making it look its best, making it appear healthy, you know, helping you to retain length, you want to continue to use products like it and, you know, have different alternatives. Yeah guys, just like any product that's not making your hair look its best, that's not making it feel good, that's making it break, that's giving you the opposite results that you want, you do not want to use that product and immediately stop using it. Be careful with hair glues, be careful with too tight braids, be careful with really drying products with really drying alcohols in them. I'm not saying we can't utilize these things, but we want to use them responsibly, especially again, if your goal is length retention. Also remember that just because certain hair products are popular, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. I remember trying so many different natural hair brands that did not work for me. They just did not work for my hair. I didn't understand when people meant when they were like, oh, they're so moisturizing, because they really weren't moisturizing to me. So just be conscious that if a product doesn't work for you, take it back to the store, get your money back and try something else. So an example of like a popular movement that was like super popular when I first went natural was the whole no silicones movement. And I tried the whole like no silicones movement, and don't get me wrong, I found like some really cool products, but a lot of the products came in like really small bottles that were just not realistic for me. I have a lot of hair, and not only that, I don't just wash my hair like twice a month, I wash it often. So a lot of the specialty natural products that would only be able to be found online, or even some of them that are in stores, they just did not come in big enough sizes. So I went back to my silicones, and I've been back to using silicones ever since. I don't regret it. Silicones help me to grow out my hair. They help me to keep my hair moisturized, smooth, and obviously they help me to retain length. So I'm not going to stop using them. So too, like this last time, the very last time that I big chopped, which is on this channel, I big chopped and I bleached my hair blonde. And guess what? I grew my hair out to hip length from bleached hair. So you do with that what you may. When I had a TWA, I bleached it all different kinds of colors, as well as I often kept getting it shaped up and cut down to like different cuts and styles. So yeah, like you know what's so sad? I will say, and I know this sounds terrible, but I believe that bleach is even less harmful than relaxed hair. And you know, like, let that sink in. I grew my hair from being bleached to hip length. Now, of course, I kept trimming my ends, and I wasn't bleaching it all throughout, but I dyed it quite a few times before finally saying, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna let my natural color grow out, and you know, and just like not dye it anymore and just whatever. But like I bleached, dyed, fried a couple of times. My hair still grew out. So I don't know. But do with that what you may. I will say, like, if you are going to use bleach, make sure you use it responsibly. And also too, understand if you use bleach, moisture has to be your top priority. So when I bleached my hair, I was washing it quite often, and not necessarily with shampoo. What I meant was it was getting water more than probably 3 to 4 times a week with lots of conditioner. My hair still grow very, very beautifully. Just understand, if you're going to be using any type of bleach or lightening in your hair, moisture must be your best friend. And yeah, like that has to remain a number one priority. Somebody the other day on this channel, they asked me like, hey, do you use protein conditioners? And that took me back. I remember when everybody was talking about like the protein and moisture balance. I think that is truly a thing when you have like chemically relaxed or chemically treated hair, whether with bleach or, you know, whatever you're doing to your hair. I think that balance is important. And I do think that like the L'Oreal conditioner and shampoo system that I use, I has protein in it. I do think it keeps it balanced, but I have not focused on protein moisture balance in years. It's more so just like a porosity thing. How does my hair feel? Is it doing what I want it to do? How does it look? And yeah, that's where I go from there. So I would say don't, unless you're like bleaching your hair or putting some type of harsh chemical process on it. I would say honestly, like don't even get into that. You'll drive yourself crazy. I remember how they used to be like, this week I'm going to use the protein conditioner and then I have to follow up with a moisture conditioner. And then 2 days after that, I would be like, oh my God. Like I could understand why some of us were really going crazy, because it was just like, at what point do you have a life? You know what I mean? Like I love my hair. I love to grow my hair. I love natural hair, but like I need to have a life too. So, you know, guys, don't drive yourself crazy with like those, you know, you'll know if you're using too much protein. You'll know if your hair is too moisturized, but those are very like rare circumstances. And honestly, you only usually see those highly rare circumstances when people do something chemically damaging to their hair, that it pushes the hair either to be too porous or just start like becoming gooey and breaking apart. So you'll see that. You'll definitely know if you're like your moisture and protein balance is off. You will see it in your hair, and your hair's elasticity will just be probably completely destroyed or, you know, non-existent. So you'll know. Another tip I would give someone who has a TWA is just to really enjoy this stage. It goes by fast, and just celebrate your milestones. I remember when I had a TWA and, you know, I would care for it every day and whatever. And then I remember the first time I could put my hair in a ponytail, and I was so excited. Like I could actually put my hair in a ponytail. And like I said, like I've big chopped so many times that like when I got to that milestone, I was just like, oh my God, like I can wear a ponytail again. Yeah, I would just keep it very, very simple. Focus on moisture, focus on just like really getting to know your hair. Let it be free, let it just breathe. And just embrace your hair, embrace it, embrace the new you, right? Because this is a new chapter in your life. This is, you know, for a lot of people who have never been natural before, that have never like, you know, really had to take care of their real textured hair, it's very scary, but yet such a beautiful journey. So I would just say embrace it, embrace this time. Don't drive yourself crazy with like trying to follow too many different like hair regimens. Just find one that works for you. If you want to experiment with henna, experiment with the greenhouse method, experiment with different things that you want to see if it'll work for you. I will also say go and research. If you're just now becoming natural, or you're just big chopping again, go and research. You know, research, read the blogs, read, you know, from different hair experts or even people, you know, throughout their journeys, and just, you know, get lost in the possibility of what is. And if your goal is to grow your hair out to hip length or tailbone length or bra strap length or waist length, know that you can do it. And you just need consistency and technique. Technique is everything. How you basically reach your goals. You know, different people have different roads to the same goal. So all you have to do is just attain what you want, and you can. But right now in the TWA stage, just enjoy it. Just really focus on your hair, study your hair, study how it responds to different hair products and different techniques that you do, and just continue to do that. Just stay consistent. Yeah, when I did a lot of research on the internet, I found a lot of conventional ideals, but I also found a lot of not so conventional ideals. I found people who were against trimming your hair and had hair down to the floor. I found people who felt like you should trim it once a year and still had long hair. I found people who felt like they were anti-bleach. They felt like, hey, if you bleach your hair, you're not natural anymore. I found so many ideals, so many like opinions, and I was intrigued, and I was just like, you know, researching, and I continued to research, and I formed my own opinion on things as well as my own hair routine. Again, not all of the ideals were conventional. Some of them were pretty radical, but I found a lot of good information. One thing about me is I am willing to listen to someone else's opinion, even if I don't agree, you know, and who knows, by the end of listening to their opinion and listening to the reason behind their opinion, and you know what I mean, I may even form a new opinion. There's so much to be learned. So I would say, yeah, just do your research, really focus on your hair, keep it moisturized. Also too, when I had a TWA, I used to accessorize with like headbands, and sometimes I would make like my own headbands out of scarves, so that like I would feel like I could add my own flair to like the style and, you know, to like whatever outfit I was wearing. Yeah, like look for different headbands, different scarves, and, you know, just like make it fun for yourself. Like nowadays they have like all different types of things on Etsy that you can buy to make like really nice like headbands and like adornments for your hair. Also too, I'm a big fan of Pinterest. I'm a big fan of Etsy. I feel like you get so many ideals from there. And if you do want to get into like making your own shampoos and making your own oils, Etsy is that place, because you can like go there and like find different type of ingredients. Like I could buy my own silicones, I could buy my own oils. It was just, I love Etsy. No longer make my own shea butter masks or put henna in my hair, at least not right now. But I remember when I did, and I just remember how magical it felt when I just felt like I was unlocking these new rituals into my hair. So I mean, that's the only way I could put it. But now it's kind of very rare that I like come across anything like that's new that I haven't already heard before. So it's not as magical as it once was. But I know for so many people who are just now starting out, it is magical and it is new and it is so exciting. So hold on to that. Research. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna go take some NyQuil, and I'm going to wash my face and I'm going to lay it down for the evening. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I hope that I gave you, you know, some tips that you can take with you if you are newly natural or you have just cut your hair short and you have a TWA. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Leave them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.